Well, good afternoon, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful, ooh, you ought to see this. Okay, let's see if I can get y'all to see that. I just see these jets in the air. Where'd they go? See them over the building there? This is where the, what are they doing? This is where the Blue Angels practice. Okay, I didn't know they were gonna fly overhead as soon as I turned the video on, but that is pretty cool indeed. So we might get to see them one more time. That would actually be kind of cool. I think I'd rather see these dudes in jets than me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show these to you real quick. I did not expect these guys to be coming overhead, and it looks like they're flying over right now. Hope y'all can see that. That's pretty cool. There's 4 of them in a row before I talk to you about this any further. Look at that. How about that? Didn't they see? I just so didn't see that coming. Here's the other guys. Well, that was just a bonus for y'all. That wasn't supposed to be part of the video, but I guess it actually was. Here's a question I have for you. What if it took you 17 years to reach your goal? What if it took you 17 years to reach your goal? Why do I ask you this question? Well, it's because it took me 17 years to reach my goal. And here's what I'm going to tell you. That as long as the good Lord allows you to live, the time will pass anyway. It's the sound of freedom. Yo, damn right it's the sound of freedom, Stephanie. Absolutely. That was pretty sick how at the timing that I decided to come out and make this video, these jets are flying overhead. Look, there goes Tom Cruise even. Look, there's your Top Gun right over there. How's that? Tom Cruise on his motorcycle. All kinds of cool stuff happening here today. What if it took you 17 years to reach your goal? What if it took you 17 years to hit your big dream? You know, 21 years because I've been coaching for 4. 17 years ago when I got into real estate, I had a dream, I had an idea, I had a thought of what it could be like if I could somehow, by God's grace, pull my ADD together and build a team that would allow me to create opportunities for other people to live their big lives and create an opportunity for me to live a big life. So what has that big life meant for me? And I had a chance to speak at a market center yesterday and just let them know what I told people from the very beginning. My goal was to realize this going into the business. I would tell my sellers even on appointments, I said, you know, if I have millions of dollars in the bank as a huge top producing realtor, millions of dollars in the bank, but I have to drive home every night to a little, you know, 1 bedroom, 1 bath efficiency apartment and heat up a TV dinner by myself while my wife and kids are at home in the mansion in the backyard while my wife is having, you know, suntan lotion applied on her back by Paco the pool boy, her new lover. Well, that wouldn't be success for me. That just wouldn't be success. Money is one tiny little indicator of fulfillment and success in your life. No, I thought I have to figure out a way that I could be a great husband to Angela, be a great father to my children, and then be a great realtor to the people that I serve. And that took 17 years to get to the point where I was actually able to finally hand the baton over to the amazing Christina Weston, who has taken the team and continued to take care of our clients now for the past 21 years, that allowed me to take all of my years of failures. I'm not quite at $1 million in losses, but I'm getting really close. Over the last 21 years, we're probably in the upwards of 800,000 plus lost through mistakes, through employees, going through 17 assistants in my first 12 years. That's gonna be kind of fun one day to say I've lost over $1 million on the way to achieve success, because you know, so many people get stuck in waiting to pull the trigger, waiting to perform, waiting to do the thing until they figure everything out and get it perfected. But the truth of the matter is, you're going to get stuck in a procrastination cycle, and you're going to develop the habit of operating your life fearfully, and you're going to trade what could be available to you for the security of what you know right now. And the security of what you know right now many times will rob you of the minimal risks that have to be taken in order to achieve what it is that you intend to accomplish in the future. And so what if it takes 17 years? It took me 17 years. Here I am, 21 years later. I had some confusion around when my son was going to graduate from this air rescue swimmer school, and so I bought tickets to come down here and then realized, oops, the day before, that's not the day that he's graduating. It was actually today, and I was able to just say, well, let's just go back. Let's just do it. We have the systems and the people and the resources in place today that had I allowed myself 17 years ago to say, well, it's too hard, it's going to take too long, it's going to be too tough, we're going to have too many losses. Had I said all of that stuff, I probably wouldn't be here today to see my son graduate, because I would have built a habit of fear and staying secure in what was familiar, and I would not have grown. And yet it was worth it. It was worth it to be here today. So I want to encourage you. What if it took you 17 years to reach your goal? What if it took you 17 years to reach your goal? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you get to live, the time's going to pass anyway. The time will pass anyway. So what is your BHAG? We talk about BHAGs in coaching. That's your big, hairy, audacious goal. Do you even know what that is? Do you know I have a really massive, big, hairy, audacious goal? I wouldn't even want to tell y'all because it would probably trip y'all out and everybody would laugh. If your goal is not big enough that it scares you to death, the goal's not big enough. And if it scares you enough that you fail to take action, you're not big enough. Let me say that again so you can take it in. If your goal isn't so big that it scares you to death, it's not big enough. And if it scares you so much you're not willing to take consistent action, you're not big enough. And the good news is you can get bigger and you can grow. You have the ability to become more than you are today. Zig Ziglar would say this: if you don't like where you are and what you are, you have to realize you are where you are and what you are because of what has gone into your mind. If you want to change where you are and what you are, you've got to change what goes into your mind. Who's got to change it? You've got to change it. Who's got to change it? You've got to change it. You're not going to lay on your pillow at night looking at that stack of books that you intend to read. It's not going to happen by osmosis. Osmosis ain't going to help you. You've got to put it in yourself. You have to do it yourself. You have to do the heavy lifting. You're in partnership with the good Lord. You ask for help. He will not do your part, and you cannot do his part. Yet if you do your part, you free him to do his part. You can't just sit on the couch watching Oprah eating bonbons saying, help me Jesus, help me Jesus, help me Jesus. It's like, give him something to work with, all right. Just give him something to work with. You got to put in the work. So what if it took you 17 years to hit your big goal? You know, the time's going to pass anyway if you get to live. And you're either going to have 17 years of one type of pain. Not having pain is not part of the equation. You're either going to have the pain of discipline, continually working on your craft, or you're going to have the pain of regret, wishing you would have taken the action. The pain of discipline, Jim Rohn says, weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. So what if it took you 17 years to hit your big goal? What if it took you 17 years to hit your big goal? Time's going to pass anyway. I encourage you, if you're discouraged today, if you're down today, be encouraged. If a guy like me, I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, y'all, okay? I just outpray everybody I know, and I outwork everybody I know, and I really outthink almost everybody I know because I actually schedule time to think, because I got to give the good Lord something to work with by putting stuff in here so he can help me connect the dots. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to put in the time. So what if it took you 17 years to hit your big goal? Do you know I'm 51 right now? Let me do the math on that. I know 3% of every number, but I have to think about other numbers. Okay, I'm 51 plus 17, that's 61 plus 7 is 68. Okay, 68 years old. I intend to be in CrossFit I intend to be flexible. I intend to be strong. I intend to be powerful. And at 68 years old, if it takes me from here to there to accomplish what I see in here and what I have in here, I am going to be all right with that. I'm going to be really all right with that. It's going to be okay. That's going to mean I am going to be influencing millions and millions and millions of people around the world, and there will be a legacy. I'm going to end with this. If your life's vision can be fulfilled in your lifetime, well, sir, ma'am, you're just not thinking big enough. If your life's mission, your life's goal can be accomplished in your lifetime, you're not thinking big enough. Think multi-generationally. Lay the foundation, lay the seeds, put them in the ground, and trust that your children and great-grandchildren will sit in the shade of the tree that you plant today. You might not be able to, but you can certainly plant it. So I encourage you, have heart, have faith, have trust, be willing to commit to the time it requires to invest in yourself and your personal growth and development so that you can achieve the dreams that God put in your heart. Two things. God wouldn't have put the dream in your heart if you couldn't accomplish it. And number two, he factored in your stupidity and my stupidity in the equation, so he knew you were going to mess up along the way anyway. You guys got it? Be encouraged. Love y'all.